Blessings and peace to you. This is Sbfavor podcast, and my name is Sbfavor. How are you doing today? It is Thursday, June 15th, 2023. Another wonderful day and another day to be thankful. And as I always say, if you focus on what is good, then you can project something good to happen. We do not have to fill our days with negative thinking. We do not have to sit around thinking about the things that are not satisfying or the things that are not good or peaceful. We don't have to do that. We should always, no matter what's going on, we should focus on what is good. In the midst of circumstances and situations, yes, you still can focus on what is good, because when you give your faith to the thing that you believe, then you will manifest the very thing that you believe, because you are giving energy, you're giving your spirit, you're giving your heart, your mind, your spirit to what you believe versus the thing that is negative. So focus on what is good. If you are out there today, of course, traveling about, working, doing whatever it is you're doing, walking in the park, make sure that you say a prayer. Make sure you keep yourself safe, keep your family members safe, be alert, be mindful of your environment. Why? Because distraction is an enemy. So do your part to stay safe and keep your family members safe. If you would like to give to the podcast, you can give at Cash App, $Sbfavor, or you can give at Venmo at Sbfavor. Once again, if you would like to give to the podcast, you can give at Cash App, $Sbfavor, or you can give at Venmo at Sbfavor. I thank you so much for your support and your donations. It is extremely important that you do give to this podcast, because it's all about good things. Don't you want to give to something that is positive? Don't you want to support something that helps people? So give. Well, the topic of this episode, well, it's really not a whole topic. It's just an inspirational quote. I decided to come on and give you an inspirational quote. And I have some news for you. Yes, I have some news for you. Something I want to share with you, but I'm not going to share it until the end of this episode. So I'm not going to share it now. You're going to have to listen all the way through for me to share. Yes. Well, the inspirational quote for today is, don't ever think that your words are in vain. The very thing you speak that is positive, that is encouraging or good, that can help someone not to give up, because anything that you speak, it is not in vain. I'm sure all of us at one time or another have considered throwing in the towel. And when I say throwing in the towel, I'm talking about giving up on a relationship, giving up on goals, giving up on something that you were pursuing, giving up on just something that you were working on. I'm sure at one time or another you may have considered that, because discouragement and disappointment is very real. But I'm here to tell you today that you can stay encouraged, and it's important that we speak life and we speak encouragement to other people, because you never know what the next person could be going through. The words that you speak could help somebody else not to give up. It is vitally important that every opportunity you get when it comes to communicating with loved ones, co-workers, strangers, every opportunity that you get, use it as a path to speak life. Use it as a path to speak encouragement to someone that needs to be edified and lifted up. Sometimes when I'm out eating dinner or lunch or breakfast in a restaurant and I'm just kind of paying attention to the atmosphere, if I come in contact with a waiter or waitress that is a little discouraged, and when I say a little discouraged, their countenance, their face looks like something is wrong, or they're carrying some type of burden. Normally, I will ask a question. Nothing personal, but I will ask a question. I may ask something like, how's your day? Or I may ask, are you in college? Or, what are your goals? What are your dreams? I may ask them something to make them think. And then from that, I will pay attention to their response to understand where they are in a moment. But long story short, what I'm saying is this. When I see someone that needs to be encouraged, when I see someone that needs to be edified and lifted up, I make sure that I speak life or I say something to help them to know that they can be encouraged. Because life is happening and you never know what's coming in a day. My mom used to say that all the time. And that does not mean that you project the negative. But what I'm saying is you have to take courage in every moment of your life. If you take courage in every moment of your life, when something happens, you will know what to do. You won't find yourself scrambling and wondering what to do. Many of us, we pray immediately. Some of us may work out, exercise, or do whatever it is we need to do to get through, because we all have different methods of coping. But I would encourage you today to make sure that you understand the importance of tapping into prayer, because when you pray, you are building yourself up. And when you are building yourself up, then you have the ability to build someone else up. So make sure that you use every opportunity to encourage someone when you are communicating. Speak life. Be mindful of your words. Be mindful of your conversation. Don't be so distracted to the point where you're having a conversation with someone and you realize after they walk away, oh my God, they were going through something and I didn't say anything. You don't want to experience that. When you are paying attention, when you are in the moment, focused in a conversation with loved ones, friends, co-workers, and even strangers, when you are paying attention, then you can be connected. Connected to what? Connected to be sensitive to people. So pay attention and don't miss the opportunity to speak life to someone so that they can be encouraged. That is so important in this hour, because we are living in a time where people are going through things, and they don't even share what they're going through. And it's okay to be private, but what I'm saying is people are experiencing things privately and secretly, and they are suffering. But if you are one of those people to speak life when you have the opportunity to speak life, and if you're one of those people that use your communication as a path to encourage someone or to edify someone, guess what? You could be the reason why someone does not give up. You could be the reason why someone does not give up on their marriage, their goals, their relationship. You could be the reason why someone doesn't give up on their children. You could be the reason why someone does not give up on leaving college, leaving school, throwing away all of their hopes and dreams. You could be the one to speak life to that person so that they could be edified and lifted up. Because the minute you say something that is good, the minute you say something that is positive, the minute you say something that is encouraging, a light comes on in that person's mind. And when that light comes on, that light is a representation of God awakening their conscience to be encouraged and determined again. So please, every time you have the opportunity to speak life to someone, if you're in a public place, if you're on the job, if you're among your family members, pay attention. Pay attention so that you can appropriate what is necessary in conversations. I'm speaking this with such an urgency because of something that happened to me recently. So be mindful of the power of words that can give life and encouragement. You are in the position to open the eyes and the ears of people when you speak life, when you speak encouragement, when you speak determination to someone, when you speak perseverance to someone. You and your words are not in vain. Don't ever think that your words are in vain, because your words are not in vain. Don't forget this, because what I'm saying to you right now is going to come back to you soon, and you're going to remember these words. And I believe that even God is going to remind you to the point where you will know when you have to encourage someone, when you have to remind someone not to give up, when you have to remind someone to keep going. You're going to be reminded of that. So don't forget what I'm saying. And I thank you for taking the time to tune in to Sbfavor podcast, because this podcast is so important to me. It's so important to me. I started this podcast. It will be officially 3 years that I've been doing this. And this is what I call a labor of love. Why? Because I love to help people. And the 19th of this month, the 19th of next month will be officially 3 years that I've been doing this. And I must say that there have been times I wanted to stop. There have been times I wanted to give up. There have been times I said, you know what? I'm just going to delete every episode. I don't want to do this no more. There have been times that I laid down at night and I said, I'm trying so hard to push the podcast and I wanted to do well. And there was times I thought I wasn't getting a response from the people. And not that I do it for a response, but I want to know what people think. I want to know that I'm not doing this in vain. But now I realize that I'm doing this because this is something that I love to do. And this is a labor of love. This is not about just wanting to know what people think. It's not about that. Yes, I would love for people to provide more feedback and for people to give more and do more. Yes, that's beautiful. But you know what? God has the last say of everything. And if he wants me to fold this up, I will fold this up. But for now, I decided that Sbfavor podcast, it will continue. I am not going to give up. And that's what I wanted to share. I believe that if you listen to if you listen to my content is about self-development, motivation, inspiration, and a little bit of spirituality. And the reason why I say a little bit of spirituality, because sometimes I talk about the Bible. I am not a religious person. I am a spiritual person. But listeners, I want you to understand, it is important that we speak life to one another, because in the moment that I was discouraged, I needed someone to speak life to me. And I must say that I prayed and I heard God speak to my spirit, and he told me to continue. And through that, I was encouraged again. I refuse to be fake and phony and act like I don't experience discouragement or disappointment, or I don't have challenging days. Yes, I do have challenging days. Yes, I go through things sometimes just like anybody else, because when you are a motivational speaker or a minister or someone that has a platform, sometimes people come across as if they're just all together and all perfect. And that is not the case here. So that is why I'm sharing with you the importance of speaking life to someone, because what I went through recently, I literally considered giving up. And I'm not going to lie. That is my humanity. And in that moment, I heard God's voice in my spirit say, you will not. You will continue. And you will do well. Very well. So listeners, thank you so much for those of you that have given to the podcast, and those of you that have sent me feedback, and those of you that continually listen and share and support the podcast. I appreciate you so much, and I encourage you to give, because doing this podcast is not for free. I have to take care of what needs to be done, as an entrepreneur should. And like I said, this is a labor of love. And I just have a passion for seeing people develop and become something better. So like I said, thank you so much for your support. And those that continually listen, those that continually provide feedback, and those that have been with me from day one. I thank you and I love you, and I'm praying for you always, and I appreciate you. So on that note, I will conclude this episode. And like I said, give to the podcast, support the podcast, listen to the podcast, share the podcast with others. Share. Because when you share the podcast with someone, then they will share it with someone else. So listeners, I appreciate you. And if you need to reach me, you can reach me at sbfavor@yahoo.com via email. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Sbfavor. You can also find me on TikTok at Sbfavor. And you can listen to me on YouTube, of course. Subscribe to me wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Audible. Subscribe to me wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm all over. If you listen to iHeartRadio, I'm there too. And like I said, share this podcast with others and give. Give to the podcast. Support the podcast, because I must keep going. So thank you for listening, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe there as well. Thank you for listening, and you have a good day.